yoga goes well beyond the mat and what you do. The physical practice of yoga is the snowflake that sits on top of the iceberg that sits above the sea. There is so much more that goes on underneath that you realise what's going on.
Yeah, that was a
good one.
That's a snowflake on the iceberg that sits above the sea up here.
Kick it, G.
All right, we're back. Awesome. I mean, crazy party with Uncle Craig last week. You cried first.
Yeah, it was dope.
Yeah, you cried first.
I did not.
I was just there for support. Like, man, you got something, Craig.
He cracked early, eh?
Yeah, but man, what a powerful story.
Yeah, every time he mentioned Tracy's name, you could hear it in his voice.
Yeah. Oh, and I think people who have watched it now, they just see them in a different light in the gym.
Yeah.
You know. All right, so here we are. We got someone new, a new face that people probably don't quite know who he is yet, and I think this is a great opportunity for us to kind of give him a bit of spotlight and tell a story, introduce himself. So my man,
hit me, mate. Intro yourself.
Alrighty, guys. So my name's Nate. Everyone calls me Nate. My name's actually Nathan, but
I was going to ask if you got it right.
Everyone calls me Nate. Yeah. I've gotten Nathaniel a few times. That's like, don't know where
that
comes
goes
from.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'll get Tomo. That's my last name, but yeah, I'm Nate. Above all else, I'm a father of 3 kids, and that's my goal. That's my any reason why I do anything is kids. Kids always first. So
I love it.
Yeah,
love it already.
Yeah.
Love it already. All right, so I guess for not just members, but people who aren't members who watch our podcast, like if we can just get a little bit of a background story of you. So right up to this point here, why we brought you on is obviously just to also introduce you because you do something, you bring something new to our studio, which you want to tap on soon. But before we get to that point, like, who is Nate? Like, where did you come from? Obviously your mum and dad, but
So I grew up in Western Sydney, the slums, Liverpool, Casula,
Livo,
Prestons, Moorebank, all of that sort of stuff. It was great. Didn't really have a rough childhood or anything like that. No. Nothing crazy, but worked pretty much from high school. In high school, I was always working at my uncle's factory on whether it be weekends, and then during school holidays, I was just working full time in the factory. That was hot, heavy work, sheet metal work. Got a bit monotonous, got a bit boring. I was like, you know what, I need some change. So I was like, all right, let's go. Let's do something that's above me. Yep. So I was like, all right, yeah, let's join the military. So did that. Probably one of the hardest things I've ever had to do.
How old were you?
I think I was maybe 19, maybe 20 when I joined.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, so there are some young dudes that join. I was kind of like, right, maybe just coming out of that 18-year-old mindset, but then I was also not mature, I'd say.
Right. Had you thought about that previously? Was it something you always had in your mind?
Definitely.
Okay, cool.
My oldest brother, he went through basic training and I think into his employment training, but he got injured and then he couldn't carry on. My cousin, he was in the army, so they were all factors that kind of went into it.
Yeah, got you.
But yeah, it was always something that I wanted to do just because it was something bigger than me. It was like I needed something that was important or something that I felt a part of a team kind of thing. So, and that was huge to me.
Had you played like team sports or anything? Like, is that kind of where
I wasn't team sports. I was more of a martial artist. Loved my karate. Yeah. Loved the boxing. Loved the kickboxing. Love all that. But for me, the team sports, I was just I think when I fail or when I can't do something, I feel like I'm letting too many people down. Wow. So I know when I'm doing kickboxing and boxing, martial arts, if I let the team down, I'm letting me down. I'm not letting anyone else down. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Yeah, gotcha.
But yeah, joined the army, did that stint for 8 years, 7.5, 8 years, which is big chunk of the life. Not too big in the grand scheme of things, but had my first kid when I was in the army. And that was like a bit of an eye-opener. I was like, oh, this job is not a single man's game. It's a single man's game. It's not a family man's game.
Yeah.
Okay.
For sure. But there are people that do it, and hats off to them.
How old were you when you had your first?
I should probably know that. I think I was about...
Just quick math, brother.
26, 25, 26, something like that. Yeah, because my son is 7 this year. My oldest son is 7 this year, and I'm just turned 32. So
Yeah, man.
yeah.
Good shit.
Oh, wow.
And then army, and then we've progressed out of that, man. So
Yeah. So
how do we get to where we are?
So towards the end of the career, I would have loved to have still been in, but towards the end of the career, there was a lot going on physically, mentally, family as well. I was just like, I can't keep doing this, and I'm putting in 110%, but I'm only getting back, 50%.
Wow.
It's not worth my time, kind of thing. So I'd love it. I'd go back in a heartbeat, but there was just too many things. So I was diagnosed with major depression, ADHD, a whole bunch of other stuff, anxiety, all this. The list goes on, but it was like, that's when I had the decision. I was like, there's two choices. I'm either going to go down this path, or I'm going to go down this path. Did you just notice my finger?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, that's another story.
Yeah.
I got a funny finger, so that's another story. But I was like, yeah, so I can either go down this path and keep being what's dragged me down, or I can go down this path and do better or make something out of it.
Right.
I think I was on course at the time, and I had an instructor. He was my section commander at the time, I think, and he said, "Oh, Nate, let's go do some yoga." So we got up early in the morning, and I thought he was just joking.
Yeah, can I just ask, like, is that just like a typical bloke's thing to say? So I'm going, hey.
No, well, he's got his own story. This
It
guy,
wasn't code for something.
No. I wish it was. No, he said, let's go do some yoga in the morning, and I was like, yoga, like, I'm used to like these smash sessions. Like I want to be broken. I want to be on the floor after my session. But he's like, let's go do some yoga, and I was like, yoga's just chicks in tights, right? Like that's all yoga is. And then this session we got up, I was shaking, I was sweating, I was crying, and I was like, what the shit is this?
What is this?
What is this? And he's like, that's yoga, man. Like yoga does, like there's so many different paths for yoga. So I was like, all right, let's explore this a little bit more. So I did my teacher training. That was in Brisbane. Loved it. Every day just doing yoga, just moving the body.
So how long, sorry to cut you off. So how long from like your first yoga experience to like, okay, I want to teach this?
Wasn't long at all. It was within the year. Easily within the year.
So like fell in love pretty quick.
Oh yeah. Yeah, for sure. So when I was injured, physically, mentally, I got transferred to the rehabilitation platoon, and it's essentially the platoon you go to on your way out. Their job is to get you back to at least 90% go, get you to where you can be as best you can before you go out.
Right.
And it was there that they said, look, you've got some funding for a course if you want to do it. Choose any course. I was like, yeah, yoga, done.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's cool.
And that was within the year, and then did the yoga course, and then probably 2 weeks after the yoga course, I was teaching yoga in the community. It was just like a free session, come to the park on a Saturday, lay out a mat.
Was it a weird transition though, going from like a Manami to teach yoga?
Yeah. It was weird because even in fitness, actually, you see it like, and it's something that I've got to work on myself, but in the army, when you get told what to do, you're going to do it. When I tell people what to do, they're going to do it.
Yep.
So when you get your clients that come in at 5 a.m., all right, let's go through this stretch, we're doing this exercise, and they're just chatting away. It's like eating away at the back of my brain, but I know, hey, they're just here, they're just having fun as well. Like, so it's, but
like, got to remind yourself that.
I got to remind myself, like, I'm not there anymore. Like, that's not what it is. That's not what it's about. But, yeah, so yoga, did the yoga for a bit, bounced around between studio to studio. And then they started asking, hey, we need some covers filled. Do you want to be a trainer? I was like, I can't really afford it at the moment. Can't really, like, there's too much going on with the kids and all that sort of stuff. And I think one of the studios was F45 in Narelle, and they said, hey, do you want to come be an instructor? We'll pay for your training, and you'll just be on as a trainee trainer, essentially, until you finish your course. And I was like, all right, let's do it. What's the worst that could happen?
Yeah, man.
Yeah. So then started doing that, and then just started trainering everywhere else. Yeah.
Love that word, train.
Yeah.
I want to, if you don't mind, I want to step back to something.
Yeah,
because obviously we know a little bit about your history. So, some stuff happened at F45 New Ireland, which, I mean, could be your story to tell because it's no longer there. But it was an unfortunate thing. But we've had a bunch of your members or ex-members of F45 come to us, and a lot of them speak highly of where they came from, and they speak highly of you. So you obviously had an impact there. But I guess what I want to talk about is building that community, becoming part of that community, and having to be one of the people that say, look, this community's actually getting cut X, Y, and Z. Like, what was that like for you as a person, as a trainer, and I guess as a friend to these people of that gym?
That was pretty rough. Not for me. I was only there for about a year. But, I'd say it was a little bit rough as well. Because
that's long enough, man.
It got me out of the rut of just not training and just living life, waking up every day and just going through the motions. So it was good to get me out of it that way. But then that's just my story. That was just one story. They had, I think, over 5,000 people walk through their doors in total over the years. Each one of them had their own individual story of, I'm having trouble in my marriage, I'm having trouble with the kids, whatever it might be. But that was their place. That was where they could go every day for that consistency, that community. Even if you're not even going to train, you're just going to rock up and just have a chat.
Yeah, it was like a home, wasn't it?
Yeah. So having those people there was great. But yeah, having to say goodbye to it was rough as well because, the trainers were great as well.
Yeah. And you formed so many like close relationships, like not just with members, but with the coaching team as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's sad.
Yeah. So and I think that's one thing that is one of the most important things to any gym is the community. Like, I've said it time and time again. You can buy world-class equipment. You can buy world-class training programs, a world-class nutritionist, whatever it might be. You can't buy the community. And if you have the community, like, you've got everything. Everything else will come. Yeah,
and you can tell, like people have spoken highly of you, you know.
Thanks, guys.
They've spoken very, very highly of you. So, you've impacted them, in a way. And obviously with that happening, you're back on the market again. So it's like you said, you just found your grounding, kind of got a bit of stability. All of a sudden, the ground's shaky again. Yeah. So what do you do?
I was also teaching yoga a lot at the time. I was bouncing around from yoga studio to yoga studio. So,
but you work because you're working at a few, right?
Yeah. Just
and that's obviously like yoga instructors, Pilates instructors. It's kind of a bit of a similar niche, right? Like generally, you kind of share between studios. Like it's not uncommon for an instructor to work at multiple different studios.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's right. So working at a yoga studio, that was my first experience within the fitness industry. Unfortunately, one of the studios that I worked on, a couple of studios actually, a fair few, maybe 3 or 4, they say one thing to your face. They say, oh, your family, let's treat each other like family, love you like a brother, all this sort of stuff. But then behind closed doors, they're finding loopholes to not pay you the correct amount, whether it be super, whether it be, trying to find loopholes to not pay you for your time. And whether you're there for 3 hours or they're only paying you for an hour and a half, it was just so annoying to see. But I was young in the game, like a young fitness yoga instructor. I didn't know any better, so I was like, oh, this is cool. This is what it is. And then you sort of like teach yourself about what's actually right and wrong, and then you're like, what? How can you sit there to my face and say, hey man, you're my brother, like, hey, we're family, but then cheat people out of money? And that's going, I will caveat that with, though, when I left the army, I said if I'm getting into yoga and fitness and I'm going to be paid for it, I don't care about the money. It's not for the money, and I'll never do it for the money. You could offer me $5,000 a day to teach yoga for one session a week, I'd say no. Like, it's not about the money, it's about the people that you can impact. So, never about the money. Wow. Any decision I've ever made, post-army, has always been, how is this going to benefit not my family, not just myself, but the people that are going to be involved in it as well. And I think for me that really shines through in the way that I coach as well. Because I do it for the enjoyment.
That's super crazy. So you obviously you spread yourself thin across multiple studios. Yeah. You have a studio closed down. Yeah. That you've got a community in. You start finding out about other studios who kind of like loopholing you out of your worth, even though like within yourself, your moral standing is not about the money, but still at the same time, they're saying one thing to you, do something behind your back.
Yeah.
Yet you still stay in the industry.
Still stayed in the industry because there was those places that were actually doing it right and trying to do it right. I mean, I think as soon as I talked to Kai, or maybe it was yourself, I can't remember, but the first thing we talked about in terms of pay, it was like, we do this, and we pay super on top. It was like very front. It was very full on. There was nothing hidden. It was just, this is what we're doing. This is how we do it. I was like, yeah, sweet. Appreciate the honesty. Because, like, honesty is a big part it should be a big part for anyone's lives.
Yeah,
like,
man.
I think you were talking about just before we came in about the people that, the suppliers and stuff saying, hey, we're going to have this to you by next week. And then it's like, okay, where is it? What's going on? What, like, just don't tell me lies, man. Just tell me what's going on. If you're having trouble, like, we can sort it out. We can work together. Like,
trust is a two-way street, man.
Oh, it's like, just be honest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that. And I'm not gonna lie, if you talk about honesty, like I've done one yoga class and well, we.
You haven't a second?
Nah,
You busy?
there was that thing. And I'll tell you what, I did that one yoga class, man, and Benny was there with me, and my life, exactly what you're saying, like shaking, sweating, asking like.
Have you heard Fiona talk about her experience?
Yes.
So one of our members, Fiona, that done your class, like she said, like she was coming in, she expecting like the lights to be dim, candles, like nice chilling music.
Yeah.
She was like expecting to come in for a bit of like an hour R&R session, and then like 20 minutes in, she's sweating and shaking. She's like, "What is this shit?"
And that's part of it. That's like
that's
part
awesome,
of like just showing people that one, you can do it, because she did do it. Like, they all did it, and it was great to see. But it's showing people that yoga's not just chicks in tights. It's powerful poses, it's powerful breathing, and it takes you into the present moment, which I think is one of the hardest things for people to do, is be present.
Like expand on that a little. So like if that's people's perception of yoga, like what's yours? Like what is your how would you describe it? And if you were trying, like if we were trying to talk to our members and we want our members to come and try your class, like hit them with, okay, this is what you can expect and this is the benefits for me.
How much time do we have? No, so
riff it, mate. It is what it is.
Honestly, like yoga goes well beyond the mat and what you do. The physical practice of yoga is the snowflake that sits on top of the iceberg that sits above the sea. There is so much more that goes on underneath that you realise what's going on.
Yeah, that was a
good one.
That's a snowflake on the iceberg that sits above the sea, I'm telling you.
I spent a lot of time outfield, so like me and the boys would just like chat and talk a lot of smack and create a lot of games, and like you'd see who could come up with the most vernacularized sentence with the most literature. And like, it's funny. So like, yeah, we've got a lot of metaphors and a lot of analogies. But yeah, so yoga in itself, it's a practice. The physical practice is to help you. For me, this is my own interpretation. Is just to be present. Yoga means to connect, or I think the Sanskrit word is to yoke, and that means to stitch, to connect. And everyone's like, what are you connecting to? Yourself. It's as simple as that has to be. You can deep dive and go into like the Yoga Sutras and all that sort of stuff, but there's a lot going on in there. I've read it cover to cover, and I might need to read it another 7 times before I fully understand it. But there's some little things in there that you take out and you're like, oh wow, this is really important. I can use this in everyday life. But essentially, once your physical practice starts bleeding out into everyday life, and you go, oh, I learned this from yoga. Well, then you're getting the practice. Then, like you're using it. And I think I mentioned it before, being present. That's the biggest thing I teach. Both yoga and fitness is be present. If you're present, it means there's no stress or anxiety about the future because your mind's not there. You're here. You're in this room right now. There's no guilt or anger about the past, again, because you're here. right now. And I think the biggest takeaway that if I could teach this to people, or in every single practice, which I try to, is that when you're present, when you're fully present, you have the awareness that you are here right now. And that means any adversity, any chaos, any stress, any guilt, any obstacle that you've ever had in your life, you've overcome it because you are here right now. Take the last 3 weeks for yourself, for example, or the last, few months. Like, it's been chaos. There's times where I'm sure you thought, nah, this isn't going to happen. We're going to need to do A, B, and C. But then you are here right now. You're chilling, you're having a chat, and it's like, be proud of yourself for being present. If I could teach that to everyone, I would.
I love that. Honestly, I love that.
That's dope.
I think one thing that's missing from that book you already know is like how seconds are actually counted. So when you're doing a countdown and with a power pose, and you go, right, 3 seconds, guys, and that's 3. We're doing there. Now that's 2. You're doing well, guys. We're almost there.
And then I'll go and have a chat.
And that's one. I'm like, man, that's 10 seconds, my guy. That is not 3 seconds. We're going through 15 seconds right now, and I'm shaking in my pose. My brain's going like this. Come on, mate. Come on.
Everyone done
Coaches
well.
can't count.
Coaches can't count. No, they can't. Yeah. So being present, that's the biggest thing I wish I could teach to everyone, both in fitness and in yoga.
It honestly is noticeable. Like I said, I only did one class, but even your presence, your mannerism, the way you spoke, and the way you got the class, like you draw the attention straight away. And that's the first thing you see. Like, guys, you're here. Turn your phones off. You set the foundation,
set the tone.
But I think people died in straight away. People knew it straight away, even myself included. Like I was like, well, like I was like, okay, and then I kind of felt myself get through the struggle, but like you just notice yourself a little bit more. Not saying I hit right into it, but just those little things that it made sense. Yeah,
and I think it was a good way to show people the difference between power yoga and yin yoga. So we've done yin yoga a couple of times now. That's probably what more people love and enjoy, the yoga where...
Is that the one with the pillow?
Yeah, we just lie down, chill out. so many people go to sleep during that
Netflix.
One. And it's like, just chill. In many ways, the slower one, the chill one, is a lot harder. Physically, it's not that bad. You go into a pose, I can adjust it for you, this, that, but the mental noise behind yin yoga is so hard. So I always start people off with a power session because it's like when you do a HIIT class or when you're in the thick of it and people are counting you down like, oh, we've got 30 seconds left, and you're on that ski erg hoping for dear life. It's like these 30 seconds are going for ages. What's going on? But then you realize, oh shit, I'm on the ski erg right now. I'm not worried about my bills. I'm not worried about what my next meal is. I'm on the ski erg.
Yeah,
and it's just like power yoga. So power yoga, I get you into these poses, I get you into these positions where your mindset is there. It's on the pose. And then we slow it right down in power yoga, stretch out, chill out, cool down, go into a shavasana, a little bit of a meditation, and you notice how much easier it is to slip into meditation. Whereas yin yoga, it's a little bit different because you don't have as much to focus on. So you really have to hone in on focusing on the pose, the stretch, the breath. But then you've got to battle that with all the head noise that's going on, like, hey, what are we doing for dinner tonight? What's Kai want me to set up for work tomorrow? Like, I got these bills to pay. All that head noise, you got to battle that. But if you can, and that's something that I teach during those yin classes, like just come back to the physicality of the practice. Notice how one side of the body feels compared to the other. Notice where the sensation starts, and when you breathe and when you chill out, where does it go? Where does it dissipate to? How does it feel when you come out of the pose? So they're the things the key differences really between a power yoga session where we're sweating and your mind has something to focus on compared to a yin yoga session where there's not much to focus on, so the head noise is louder. And I say that, but yet people still fall asleep. So
That's crazy, man. Like I love it because I have no idea what yoga is, and just listening to you talk and articulate it all. Like I mean, as crazy. It's just a different layer, different level, and I guess my next question leads into like, if you are somebody sitting on the cusp, like ladies say, I'm just listening, like this could be me. What would be your first word of encouragement for that?
you've never been too dirty to take a shower. So, like, let's be honest. You've never been too dirty to take a shower, so you got to start. You got to start somewhere. Everyone's always like, "Oh, but I'm not flexible enough to do yoga." You've never been too dirty to take a shower, so you took that shower. Jump in, do some yoga. I can adjust the poses. I can adjust your breathing. I can do anything that you need to. You just need to step on the mat. It's like getting people through the door to do fitness. They're like, "Oh, I'm not fit enough to join a gym."
Hear it all the time. All the time.
That doesn't make sense. You go to the gym to get fit.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, get on the mat.
Get
underneath the
I'll just give me a couple of months to get myself in shape, and then I'll start.
Yeah.
That's what we do.
So just start. Like, the hardest part is showing up. The hardest part is being there. So if you can cross that bridge, we've got the tools to help you out. I can give you the step stool. I can give you the ladder to get you to where you need to be or to where you want to be. That would be.
I need some of that. I need some of that head noise training, bro.
Yeah.
100%.
Get amongst it. Maybe we'll do it tonight. I think it's yin tonight.
I've got
jump in.
Man, like my head's like my computer with like 50 tabs open.
Yeah.
He's got tabs open since 2017 still on his computer.
How to run a gym.
Well, I guess like, you know, we've done this whole intro of who you are. You know, you've got a class with us. You run every Wednesday night at 7:00 at the Standard. Basically, like we've said to you and Kai said, we have no idea about yoga. Like it's a blank canvas. Okay, what's your vision for that spot and that time?
Ideally, I want to line it up with your overarching program. So obviously, you wouldn't do a program where we go smash session, and there's a lead up. There might be like a testing phase, and then there's a deload, and then that's kind of what I want to do with yoga. You know, we'll go through all those foundational poses. We'll go through all the foundational stuff. We'll build it up, and maybe by the end we'll get people doing some arm balances and stuff like that, and then we'll wind it back down, chill out, go back to those foundational poses. There's obviously going to be new people joining in along the way, but if we can get that nice cycle happening where if you get the foundational poses, every other class of yoga that you go to is built from those poses. So if I can get people doing handstands, that's great. Love it.
That sounds cool, man. I mean, love it.
Well, like the opportunity is there for you to grow and to kind of like really impact. Because I said like the first class you had, we were at 22, which is a great start. I guess as a community, we want to be able to get behind you the best way that we can, lift you up, you know what I mean, and support that class, and hopefully like get to the point where you're sitting down and saying, hey guys, there's not enough space, I need another class. Yeah. The whole idea is to be able to create that expansion that, you know. Yeah, for sure. I think when we kind of sat down and we're brainstorming like what's next for the Standard, like we got this, and a few ideas, and I think when Kai kind of dropped your name and what you offered, we're kind of like, this is it. Like this is probably a key segment. So like I said, at the moment it's at that pilot of one class, but man, it'd be dope. Like by the end of the year, we need more classes.
Yeah, for sure.
Got people lining up.
Yeah, for sure. Love it.
And you definitely fit our team and our culture too, man.
Oh, thank you.
I'm stoked to have you on board.
Thank you.
Well, Nate, it's been awesome having you on board. Love chatting with you, and
if
anyone else wants to get to know you, like you know. I was about to do a plug in there. So reach out to Nate. Like you find him on socials, reach out to Nate, just talk to him. Yeah. Or most importantly, come join his class 7:00 Wednesday nights.
Yeah, come join the class and chat about everything and anything.
Watch Nate count down real slow, real slow.
Yeah, and maybe even count up or count backwards or count reps or cheat reps. I don't know. It's gonna happen.
Sound real nice. Like you're doing so well.
Yeah, you're doing so well.
That's awesome, guys.
Nate, are we gonna get back up? Oh, sorry, what time is it? Yeah, no, it's good. But thank you guys for having me here.
My man, it was a pleasure, man.
The journey's just starting, my friend. The journey's just starting.
Thank you.
Awesome.
Cheers, bro.
Thank you, guys.